Welcome back to Las Vegas Now. It's time for Gr8 Pros to Know with Anthem Injury Lawyers, the sponsor of this segment. Anthony Golden is here to discuss common injuries after an accident that might get overlooked. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, the first question I'm going to ask are, what are those, some of the most common injuries that happen after an accident?
So there are all sorts of injuries that could happen, from soft tissue to broken bones to things like that, but the things that go overlooked the most are what we call TBIs, or traumatic brain injuries. And that's because a lot of the symptoms don't manifest right away from after an accident. And even if you haven't hit your head in a crash, for example, it's possible to still get a TBI just from that whiplash effect, your brain hitting the inside of your skull.
Yeah, if you say, for example, you get into an accident, you just feel, you hurt your neck, whatever, not a big deal. I'll be fine. And then next thing you know, you have a TBI or internal bleeding, anything.
Right, so a lot of that does go overlooked because like I said, some of those symptoms don't show themselves right away. Sometimes it can take weeks or even a month or longer for it to appear. And things go overlooked because that long after an accident, people don't say, oh, that must be because of the accident.
Yeah, so what are some of those signs and symptoms of a TBI or something internal that you wouldn't know?
Yeah, so for traumatic brain injury, things to look for are headaches if they're not common, vision problems, memory problems, and a lot of times things like that are things that we find out by talking to a victim's family as opposed to the client themselves, because they're not going to tell us if they have a memory problem, but their spouse might be able to clue us into that.
How quickly do you start to see these effects go into play usually with your clients?
Yeah, so like I said, it could take a while. So after an accident, people are in shock. And they're more concerned about a lot of the on the surface physical issues that you can see and feel right away. They're concerned about their car damage, things like that. And so sometimes you don't notice a TBI symptom until much later. Yes, they could be there. They could be there and just overlooked.
Absolutely. So when you get into a car accident, what's the first thing you should do?
Well, first thing you should do is kind of take stock of yourself and make sure you're doing okay, and call the police, call emergency, because they can come out and do a report, take photos of what happened, things like that, and then hopefully call us so that we can help out.
Absolutely, and just drive safely, everybody. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you to Anthem Injury Lawyers for sponsoring this segment. Give them a call at 702-987-0202 or just visit antheminjurylaw.com. Jillian.